best-of-3 narrative-driven game. So this is where the narrative starts into the bans and drafts here for game number 2.
NRX just picks up the Princess Frost straight away, and they're sticking to the same bans as well. I mean, with Mozi and the Lamb being banned out here for NRX, while Major Pride banning out the Dun as well as the Da Chiao. But this time they're gonna have a different opening here, picking up the Musashi as their first pick, because NRX has been banning it in the second phase against them.
Absolutely. So the Musashi is a great pick. We saw it come through a few times yesterday. Was it in the STE game, I believe it was? Musashi.
One of the
games. Twice.
Definitely a Musashi.
Yeah, saw him twice. Currently sitting at a 0% win rate here. Obviously, the sample pool is not big. We've only had 6 games, but it shows that there is a learning curve to Musashi as a hero. But looking at Musashi's counterparts here, we have the Zhang Fei come through again, but they're going for the Byron in the Clash lane over the Charlotte. So not banning out Charlotte because they've taken the Mulan again, and rightfully so. I don't know why the Mulan was not considered in the first prio picks there, because Dun is not the issue. They can pick the Kaiser regardless.
Absolutely, and NRX does pick up the Kaiser once again. No more Little Loot to partner up with him this time, though. So the Leah is open.
Yeah.
Is NRX going to go for it? I mean, can they see it? They ban out the Sunbin, which is not going to do a lot against the lineup on the side of Major Pride. I mean, the silence is annoying, but do they really care when you have a Zhang Fei and a Byron who is very meaty and tanky and can stand in the front lines? You kind of need to take away the supports for the Kaiser that allows him to play like a Kaiser.
Absolutely. I mean, take those away from him, add an addition of a Luke Bird onto your team, and then you're pretty much onto a potential contesting of the Kaiser, but they are sticking to the Duranji here. I feel like this hero didn't really give much to this team comp. But yes, he has the Purify. There isn't much of in terms of the CC just yet on the side of NRX, other than the slows from the Princess Frost. But again, the CC just won't. It's just not a stopping force for either the Mulan or the Kaiser, especially if they lock in that Dolia as well. But let's see what NRX go for in these last 2 picks. They need their farm lane and they need their roam. Plenty of roams and plenty of. We have the Ali hovered over here, currently sitting at the 100% win rate, and there it is.
There we have it.
I think we can just surmise what's going to happen in this match here. Dolia finally getting locked in after 7 games total in Invitational Season 1, and then they lock in the Angela in a mid lane to try and contest the Princess Frost. Again, this was another matchup that we saw with Star Wars Esports versus Alpha 7.
Yeah, I'm not really convinced here by the Angela pick. I was looking at the lineup of Major Pride, and the same problem still stands. They don't have great team fight. They don't have this large area of control that the Kaiser is afraid to walk into. Right now, he can just avoid the Angela and go straight towards the backlines, and there's nothing he can really do about it. Something like a Lady Zen would have been a better pick in towards the mid lane, or even just a Zhou Yu, which can, create areas where people are afraid to step in. But with the Angela, it's not really as potent as.
And you could arguably say that you could change the other 2 positions.
A tier list of every single hero in their respective roles. They must have just picked all 5 tier 0 heroes on their lineup. I wonder what went wrong in the ban phase. I mean, allowing NRX to be able to pick up all these top tier heroes. Arguably only maybe the Mulan isn't as great as, something like a Byron, but we've seen Buggy. He can make any hero look like a tier 0 hero.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely a Clash lane player to his own. He is tried and tested in 3 matches now, especially against BJK, who have their own great Clash lane player with an amazing macro. We saw them absolutely destroy on the Mulan, but it's clearly either just the Turkish region have great Clash lane players here, or it's just the Mulan pick is just so good for this game.
Rotations coming, going towards the top lane. Byron has support from the Zhang Fei to try and take this jungle creep. Oh, but here comes the same story once again. Is this gonna be just another repeat? Are they gonna get a kill onto Shisui? Oh. Yes, they are. Again, it's gonna be Princess Frost getting the first blood. And deja vu moments happening once again.
Yeah, a black cat has just walked across my screen. Deja vu has happened. There is a glitch in the Matrix because we've just seen the same first blood play happen over again for NRX. But hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Princess Frost taking the first blood again, which, as always, as we always state, is huge for your team in terms of the bonus gold. But Dolia now rotating back down to the farm lane to aid the Ali. But once again, we're getting a 2v1 here. Major Pride are not happy with that first blood and counter it fairly quickly with Musashi.
Yeah, Musashi definitely wants that kill, allowing him to get to his Axe of Torment as quickly as possible, because that's a huge power spike for your jungle player, especially for a hero like the Musashi. You want to be able to chain your... You want to be able to keep getting kills every time your skills are off cooldown. So good return here from the side of Major Pride. Can they keep the tempo up though? That remains to be seen.
Yes, the gas is clearly on, and we're waiting for NRX to cook. But so far, so good in terms of the game itself. We're seeing a very similar first blood go on, but from Major Pride side, we're actually seeing a bit more aggression, especially with the Musashi pick here. And I feel like you can do that with Musashi because he's got so much within his kit. Yes, Prince of Langling has that single target lockdown that you can do and completely wipe them out before their teammates can even get to them, especially if they lack any kind of CC. But the Musashi is just as great in terms of knockup, ganking. He has it all in his kit. He's a great champion, a great hero for the jungle.
Absolutely. And Gretzky trying his luck, not able to land his skill in towards the bottom.
Once again,
they really want to
shut down. It's going to be a 2-on-2 here. Everyone looking pretty low. Byron getting almost wiped out there. Just not as quick as a cooldown on his ultimate, but under the turret, Boogie does fall too. Musashi getting the CC immunity, but they do trade 2-2 up in the clash lane. Having a little bit of a fan-do fun there. 2-2 trade by Major Pride. So thank you, Turret, for making that an even trade to Major Pride. You are a true MVP within this game already. We're seeing Farm Lane having a little... It's not having the same kind of fun. Ali taking a lot of damage here, but with the Princess Frost rotation, it's a help and gain of some farm as well. But once again, just looking at this 2v2 clash, just goes on for years, it seems.
All very tanky heroes just diving in the tower. Buggy did have to pay with his life, and still as well having to commit for that kill and pay with his life as well. Ended up with a 2-for-2 trade. I mean, Alimsky got most of the experience from that, so he's gonna be pretty happy with how that went. That allows him to get to his second level of his ultimate. That's gonna be an extra bit of burst damage coming when they want to try and contest for this Tyrant.
Absolutely. We can see that he's planning on building an Axe of Torment, and he has just finished off the item there. We saw from the second tier item that was definitely the first piece of kit he was looking at going for. But once again, we're trading the Tyrant for the Overlord. It worked pretty well in the first game, but we get a 4-on-2 dive here. Potential first turret going over to Major Pride, so a little bit of a change up here. Okay, I am listening. I am sat down. Both ears are open, and I'm listening to Major Pride looking for the first turret, but Mulan does answer it up in the clash lane, uncontested by Byron.
And they want a little bit more here, but the Princess Frost D-push is just way too strong. Just dropping the ultimate, just clearing the creepers as well. Musashi going towards the bottom lane, trying to get a kill towards the early, but he might have paid with his life. Did a little bit more than he can chew. Angela able to land the skill and get AQ on towards the Leah. That means no partner here for the Kaiser. Kaiser only have one ultimate, and he uses it, try and go for Kinesis. Kinesis gets caught as well, and Arlie will be the one to clean him up. And that ends up with an unfavorable trade here for the side of Major Pride, because the rotations were just way too fast from the side of NRX.
Yeah, just when you think the Kaiser is going to be your end, you see that Ali comes round with the floating umbrella, teleports in, and just finishes off the damage there, especially with the stacks. And it looks like there is going to be a finish off for the turret here, but it's left to the Vanguard to do that. So that eases up NRX for looking for a rotation here. potentially in the mid lane because they have both side lane turrets now. Opening to that mid lane could be deadly for NRX. For Major Pride, sorry, but a big bush gank there by Redski on the Angela. Down goes the stable champion. Then it's Kaiser, but Ali is coming back with a kill. 1-2, disengage. Musashi gets taken down by Princess Frost. Back of the queue there is Mulan. Boogie just doing what Boogie does best with the CC immunity now wearing off. He has to be careful from this Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei been left alone, left to fend on a Mulan all on its own, and Boogie secures a double kill. I feel like that was a mutiny by Major Pride. Redski there just leaving Zhang Fei all alone with Boogie.
She had both the jungle buffs after being able to bring down the Kaiser, so he did not want to give that away. And that just resulted in his team almost getting wiped there, and there wasn't really much that they could do. They will lose this tier 1 tower as well with just yet another push. This Mulan, this buggy on the Mulan has just been a problem here for the side of Major Pride for both games.
Absolutely. He's not even built like crowd control boots because they just have lack of on the side of Major Pride. He doesn't need it. He's just gone for the... is that attack speed or is it rotate faster? Yeah, physical resistance there on the side of NRX with Boogie there. It's just like, you know what, I don't need the CC production. I don't really have much other than the Angela, and she just literally flees the fight, not wanting to give me those sweet jungle buffs to give over. But to be fair, I'm not jealous of Redski in that situation. It is a hard situation to be in. Do you defend your mid turret? Do you go and give over those buffs to the enemy Mulan, who is already stacked already, or do you just farm? And in that case, unfortunately, towards the end, we did see that the mid terror falls there as well. So all three first tier turrets fallen. So it's great open season here for the enemy jungle on the side of NRX. We see that Ali manages to pick off the Angela in the backline there. Limsky looking a bit troubled. He does manage to get the knockup onto Mulan, but Mulan goes in with the help of Kaiser. Mulan getting the kill there onto Musashi. Ali doing bits in the mid lane, still taking down Zhang Fei. Takes down the second tier turret in the mid lane, and we have that slowdown on the minions. But could this be the first high ground turret takedown?
Looking like it for sure. 3 heroes already dead. There might be more. Shizuki dropping very low. The Mulan going straight behind and won't be able to get the kill. That is going to be the tier 3 tower falling here. Golia dropping very low from the Angela, but able to just escape just before they respawn. But this might be another fight. NRX, you do not want to take this fight. This is a bit too aggressive. Musashi gets a kill, might get a second onto the Mulan, but will be able to escape is the Mulan being backed up there by the Julia. And NRX, that was a little bit too risky for my book, but they managed to escape with barely a scratch.
Absolutely. With a limited, the collateral damage there was only still, but we're having a bit of a fight here. Alimsky goes in, takes down the Ali, and has taken down Princess Frost as well. This could be the result of the badly managed damage control there, because now Kaiser's down. They don't have a front line. Mulan was definitely not present in that team fight because 3 of her teammates have now fallen to a 3-0 trade, and we can actually see Major Pride open up that mid lane turret, which could be fruitful for Major Pride going into the 10th minute of this game.
Absolutely huge. That allows them to get a bit more map control, a bit more gold going their way as well. And if they rotate well, they can get all the jungle buffs away from the side of NRX, which opens up the Vanguard as well as the Overlord. But Redski a bit too aggressive here. The Kaiser pops the ultimate. Zhang Fei has to use his to knock him back as well. So that means there is no ultimates for the Zhang Fei for the upcoming Overlord and the Tyrant fight. But looks like everyone is just going to back off and just take a chill pill for now. Wait for everyone to regroup.
Just push that minion wave back in the mid lane because they do have the super creeps there. Thanks for the high ground being taken. But like you say, the Tyrant is now up. I feel like there's going to be a big fight, a big pressure here, but Kaiser's not quite there. He's looking to push the flash lane instead, just to make sure that he can keep away a 4-5v5 here. But Musashi has got his head in the right place. He's closer to the Tyrant than the Kaiser is. So it could be all to play for here. If we could see a positive outcome for Major Pride coming through, could be huge here. But Suzuki is going to fall, but no, he escapes. He escapes just like in the CGI of Byron there we saw earlier before the show. and it's looking like Red Team are trying to stack up this Tyrant. Kaiser is on the rotate. Zhang Bei goes down by Ali. There is CC immunity from Musashi, but Musashi is taking too much damage from the Princess Frost. He goes down. The Renji goes down by the Mulan, taking a double kill, and the Tyrant pickup as well. The only thing stopping them from taking the crystal is Byron, who managed to escape the grasp of Kaiser earlier, but I don't think he's going to manage to escape this now. No chance. Here comes the minions. Here comes NRX to finish a much quicker game 2. Complete